Revelation 1876, from the 5th of April 1941. Surrender of the will, spiritual rebirth. Although the human being may not be prevented from making a free decision, a person who longs for God opens his heart to the mental transmissions of the beings in the beyond, and their influence permeates. Even the inner struggles he has to endure are only permitted to strengthen his faith and increase his desire for God, and the human being need not fear to completely fall prey to the power of evil. The love of the beings of light no longer allows this, and their power wins the day. Standing in realization, the human being must indeed first meet God's requirements. He must feel the state of imperfection as agony and want to remedy it, then his strength will also be increased and he will quickly overcome such states of dejection and apparent distance from God. But once the human being is reborn in the spirit, he no longer belongs to this earth. He knows that it is only a transition to the actual home of the spirit and humbly accepts all suffering and every trial. He longs with all his impulses for redemption from form. He has taken the path to God and no longer departs from him. Only, he often has to remove the stones and obstacles that make this path an arduous one and require the whole will of man. The surrender of the will is the spiritual rebirth. That which has remained bound to another will through endless times enters a new stage. The will turned away from God gives up its former resistance and the being demands to return to God. It surrenders its own will in order to want to think and act in accordance with divine will. It acknowledges God above itself and wants to serve Him. And God protects such a being from relapsing. He helpfully reaches out to it and pulls it up. And from that moment on its path of life will lead upwards towards the light. Amen.